My scenario was on the history of journaling. This consisted of me researching about people in the past who wrote in journals and kept diaries. I then determined the significance between the time periods and journaled about these people. Next, I will show you the process of how I made these pages and my favorite pages I made in the beginning, middle, and end of this project. Later, I'll teach you some fun facts I learned along the way. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy.
But I can also see the bones decay. I don't know what else there is to say. I'm doing my best not to run away.
I just showed you the process of how I make these pages. Next, I will be showing you my favorite pages I made in the beginning, middle, and end of this project. This is my favorite spread from the beginning of the project. Later, you'll see my favorite from the middle and the end of the project. This is my favorite because it's the first spread I ever made. It was really fun to do, and I actually learned a lot. As you can see, there's paint bleeding through, and it was just a fun experience altogether. This was my favorite during the middle of the project. Next, you'll see my favorite at the end. This was my favorite because it let me be a problem solver and have a creative outlet, since halfway through I ran out of ink. I got to be creative and create the designs and problem solve using the most as I can. You've already seen my favorite from the beginning and the middle of the project. This is my favorite from the end of the project. At this point, I had a lot of experience, so I didn't make that many mistakes. This is a character spreadsheet, which is a spread that allows people all over social media to write about their favorite character from a TV show or a movie. You just saw my favorite pages I made at the beginning, middle, and end of my project. Now I'll be sharing some fun facts I learned along the way. The first ever recorded writings of stories were actually cavemen who used crushed up berries and sticks to paint these cool pictures on the walls of caves to create stories. But since I wanted to go with people who were more civilized at the time, I went with the ancient Egyptians who wrote on hieroglyphics, and they actually had specific people to write on these. Another cool fact I learned was that not everyone had paper at the time, so when they did want to write something, they would write on anything they could find, which was later found by historians and transferred onto paper. My final fact that I found really interesting was that people of all rankings wrote in journals and diaries. You can have someone from Queen Victoria, who was a queen of England for 63 years, and a servant like Emily Pavis, who escaped during the Underground Railroad, all have something in common, which is that they liked and enjoyed writing. If you want to see the pages I created and read more about people throughout the history, I have attached a PowerPoint down below in the description. Thank you for watching my scenario, and I hope you enjoyed.